it's editing Sab from the future. Sorry for the really crummy quality, but I feel like it's in keeping with the editing version of me. So I'm going through this video and I realized that I obviously couldn't film much from a clinical perspective, so I thought I'd add a little podcasty voiceover portions, just, you know, for completion's sake, and also because I felt like we haven't chatted in a while, but I don't have my microphone with me, so I'm gonna have to find an adjunct. So I'm gonna use this Dove deodorant stick. So, just to keep you guys up to speed on kind of what's been going on, I don't even know if I explained it. I am in my 4th year of med school, and part of that is doing these things called visiting electives. So our electives are these clinical rotations that are 2 weeks at a time, and the visiting component means that we're just going to be away from home. And for this portion, I was back in Toronto. So I'm originally from Toronto, but I have not been there for a while, and I have definitely not worked there in a clinical setting. So such a foreign environment to me, because it's just, you know, it's like the New York, it's the big city. I just associate it with very like, you know what I mean? People who have very strong personalities and maybe are a little bit like, there's no words to describe it besides do you guys know what I mean? Like, I thought people would be a bit more like competitive and not as warm, bubbly, everybody's hugging each other as I feel like they might be in Ottawa. So I was very scared. I just thought that the expectations would be higher, that they would be pimping me on all of these questions, and if I didn't know the answer, I would be mortified. I don't know. I just had a lot of these preconceived notions. I don't know what it was based on, but I just had a lot of misconceptions about what Toronto would be like, you know, working in it in the hospital. And boy, was I wrong. I worked in one of the biggest hospitals downtown, which only exacerbated my feeling of you know? But everyone was so nice. Everybody was so kind. I worked with some very new staff. Like, they just finished their fellowship and it was their first couple of years as an attending. And so I felt that they were so keen to teach. Anytime that there was a cool presentation, they would take the time to sit down with me and explain it and make sure that I understand it. So my rheumatology knowledge was basically non-existent. Like, I knew what osteoarthritis was. I knew what rheumatoid arthritis was. But I remember my first day, we were talking about the inpatients, and there was one that was coming in with macrophage activation syndrome, catastrophic antiphospholipid like something like, and I was like, where am I, girl? I thought we were doing a joint exam. The fellows and the residents that I were with were so freaking smart, but they were so like casual about it, you know? And they had like crazy aura in there. Like, one of the docs that I was working with would wear either figs or business casual, but always with the Solomon XT6s. Like, there was so much swag. Swag was dripping off of this guy, and he was so smart and he was so kind, and the team was just such a lovely team to work with. So I'm sorry, Toronto, that I had such a bad rep for you in the beginning, because you guys are so freaking nice. And I think this is just a testament to the fact that, you know, regardless of where I end up for residency, whether I stay in Ottawa, whether I go home to Toronto, whether I end up in Saskatchewan, I may not like it in the beginning, but you will find your place and you will find your home no matter where you go, because it's not the location that matters, but it's you in it and the people that you're around, and, you know, just like the lens in which you view it. So there was a lot of autonomy that forced me to make my own differentials, come up with a plan, and be able to verbalize that to staff. And that's the best way to learn, honestly, is genuinely just dunking your head like head first into water and trying your best not to drown. That's what I found all of clerkship was, and all of medicine has been so far for me. And, you know, next time that I see a macrophage activation syndrome, I would like to think that I would have, you know, a better idea of what's going on. So I had such a great time in Toronto. I'm so grateful to have worked with the people that I did, and, you know, I feel like I know just a little bit more about rheumatology now. Now that I'm in clinical rotations and I'm not in class anymore, I don't have as many in-person lectures as I used to. But back, especially in first and second year, when I was in the trenches of the lecture room, I found it so incredibly hard to retain all the important concepts from classes. And trying to keep up with this barrage of information while having professors that spoke faster than I could absorb it all obviously didn't help. So a useful thing that has helped me keep on track with my lectures was recording them. And something that I've more recently implemented, but wish I knew back then, is this website called Unstuck. It records my lectures and transcribes them in real time to turn the recordings into notes, which I can then paste to review later. So if I could go back, what I would do is that I would take my notes as I normally do in class and use this to complete details that I would inevitably miss. And I can also chat with the notes in real time, asking questions about what was said, or to just get further explanations on points I didn't get or may have missed. Okay guys, teaching is done. Learned bits and bobs about myositis, and now it's time to get to work. So I'm on consults today, meaning that, anybody that's on the floor and has something rheumatologic, or anybody that comes to the emergency room and has something rheumatologic, we get consulted and we go take a look. We're not an inpatient service, so we don't have beds for the rheumatology patients, but we just go see anybody that consults us. And today we have a consult. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do some chart review in this computer that will not be seen, just to get a better sense of who the patient is, what they're presenting with, what their past medical history is, just the whole story. And so right now, we have a patient coming in from the emergency room. And then I'm just starting my consult note now with all of this relevant past information, and then once I see them, then I can update it with everything that I saw today and all of the questions that I ask on history and everything that I do on physical exam. Let's go to emerge. I don't know what's going on. Room so far has been a pretty decently chill specialty, and then all of a sudden we get 6 consults out of nowhere. This is actually unheard of. We're so busy right now. So I just went to go see my consult, had a knee issue. I did a arthrocentesis, so I tapped a knee, drew out some synovial fluid, and then did a steroid injection, and that was super duper fun. Now I'm finishing up my notes, and we have 4 more consults to do after, and I have to be at Sick Kids by 2:30, but I asked for it to be pushed at 3, so hopefully I can get everything done today. But it's just busy. Of course, the one day that I schedule a research meeting, because I'm not scheduled in the afternoon, is the day that we're slammed with consults. So I thought that I would try something new, and I tried waxing my upper lip with this random wax kit that I found at home, and I absolutely oh my god, look at this. I caused so much trauma. Oh, Sam. So now I'm calling Ask the Sick Kids. I was supposed to be there at 3. It's now 3:46, and I'll be there at 4. Okay, so it should be just around the corner here. I don't know, I don't really go to Sick Kids, so I'm quite lost, but I just have a research meeting and to just try and tie up a couple loose ends. I'm one of the med students. I'm supposed to be meeting with someone from an email. Yeah. This is like the nicest place I've ever been to. It's not a hospital. It's like a patient. Oh. It's like some kind of patient support center. Anyway, I have a research meeting. You guys have seen me work on this burn paper, but now I'm here in person to go through some of the physical patient data. So, see you on the other side. big at all. I have like no time to eat this. This is a crazy thing to eat during my meetings, but okay, period. This is so Toronto. Fun, 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 fun. Now let's go see Cecilia and do some work. Lots to do always. Hey guys. I don't even know where we are. I was trying to go through one of the exits and it was closed. Anyway, we are post interviews. If you guys didn't know, I'm hiring for a new YouTube editor just because I'm getting so slammed with school and I could really use the extra help. And it's okay, it's gonna be pitch black, oh well. And it's very strange being in this position because, you know, I've interviewed for things all my life. Very rarely am I on the other side. Everyone's very bubbly and sweet, and it's so exciting that I'm able to work with one of you guys and hopefully improve my content because these people are so much more qualified than I am. So it's been such a crazy, horrific, busy day. A lot of working, some research stuff that has to be done, and now some YouTube stuff. And I'm gonna go do a little bit more studying while I'm downtown. I try and maximize it as much as possible. And I'm also gonna meet with Cecilia downtown. So let's head over there, try and productivity max as much as possible because it's been a busy day, but I've still got some tank and some gas in the tank. I think that's what the people say. So let's make the most of it. There used to be a place where you could do work. Don't say hi. Hey. In preparation for tomorrow's clinic, it is time for some active recall with flashcards. Some people prefer to make the flashcards by hand because it can help you retain the info, but I don't know, for me personally, I feel like I retain more of the information from reviewing the cards instead of making them, and I save so much time doing so. What I do is that I drop all of my lecture recordings, notes, slides, literally everything into Unstuck and ask to turn it into flashcards. And I do them when I'm studying at home or in cafes, but also using their app when I have random free blocks of time, like when I'm waiting on the bus. Then for my practice problems, we have a few that are provided to us by the school, but you know, they're very limited and may not cover everything you need to know on the test. So here I also ask Unstuck to help me make unlimited, yes, unlimited practice problems. By drilling through all of these possible practice questions, it really helps me feel more prepared for the exams, and honestly is one of the main reasons I was able to pass all of my exams last year. You can try Unstuck for free by clicking the link in the description, or you can download the app here on the App Store. And with that, let's continue reviewing for tomorrow. Which is the most commonly observed histopathological experience of vasculitis? Leukocytoclastic? Yes! See guys, I know some things. Describe one clinical feature that can help dermatologists identify systemic disease associated with cutaneous vasculitis. One clinical feature? Like, I feel like there are some characteristic findings that signal that there's some other, like if you have like the Henoch-Schönlein purpura, so like maybe like a palpable purpura that yes! Guys, I'm so proud of myself. Yes! Guys, look at that, the power of learning. Honestly, when I feel prepared for something, like I've studied for the topic the night before or I've prepped the cases the night before, I'm actually excited to go to clinic and showcase my learning, which I think is probably the most loser nerd thing that I've ever said on this channel. But when I actually feel like I know stuff and when I feel like I'm actively involved and in the know about what's going on with cases, it's honestly like, it's like kind of exciting. So yeah, this was really cool. Like, it was a very big vasculitis kind of day. We saw a patient who came, they just had like this purpura, which is when you have bleeding underneath the skin, and it was palpable. So that's pretty characteristic of. I thought I was gonna do stuff. I'm not gonna do stuff anymore. What the hell? She's a nurse. She's a nurse. She has a hat actually. I need fluids, Phoebes. Oh my god. This is animal abuse.
No. She likes it.
Nurse, I need fluids wide open in room 8. Thank you. Oh my god.
It's like her hair's pin. It's like her hair's pinned back.
Phoebe, look.
Doing such a good job.
Phoebe, look. Doctor, do you put the discharge orders in? What's in there? Oh, roommate's crashing. Come on, doctor. Yes, doctor, you saved him.
I am a surgeon!
Frankie and I say bye. That was the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.